Today, I'm going to give you 5 awesome tips to help you improve at pool. Wait, there's nothing else written on the screen.
That's all we wrote.
What? That's it? That's the intro?
Do you not like it?
No, that's fine. Sounds like a good video. Okay. Roll VT. Here's a question for you. How many times out of 100 would you pot this long straight shot into the corner? What about if I take the object ball away? How many times out of 100 would you pot the cue ball in here? Probably 100, right? But why is it easier to pot the cue ball than the object ball? You're hitting the same shot along the same line and aiming at the same pocket. So surely the results should be the same. Could it be that aiming at the object ball is a bit of a distraction? What you could do is ignore it. Try aim directly at the pocket by looking through the ball. Give it a go and let me know how you get on. I'm going to give you 2 tips for the price of 1 now. That's right, it's bonus tip time. You probably already know how to swerve the cue ball, right? And I'm guessing you also know how to use side to get out a snooker. But what if you can't get enough swerve or side to hit the ball? There are 2 things that you can do. Tip number 1, you can get more spin on the ball if you hit the cue ball below center, as well as put the side on it, of course. And tip number 2, if you need to get even more action on the cue ball, then you can swerve it onto the cushion. This means that you can hit further along the cushion, but also by swerving it, it reacts the same as tip number 1, except it's supercharged. And so now you can hit some very unlikely angles. Have you ever come across a shot where you can't hit enough of the ball to pot it? Again, you could try to swerve it, but it's quite difficult to judge. To make it much, much easier to get it right, simply put some side spin on the cue ball. When we played this shot without spin, we missed it to the left of the pocket. So what we need to do is put less spin on the cue ball. Now, you might be thinking playing it that way will deflect the cue ball off to the right and we'll end up hitting the ball even thinner. And you're right. But, and this is the cool part, the cue ball is rotating like this. So when it contacts the object ball, it throws it off to the right. And that little bit of magic right there is how we can now make this pot. This shot doesn't come up very often, but when it does, you're going to look like a total legend. Very, very, very occasionally, you'll get a situation like this. We've got a ball near a pocket that you can't see. Most of the time, you can play the cue ball off the cushion first. But what happens if that path is blocked? What you could do is use knuckles on the opposite pocket. But do you know where to hit the knuckle? If you play wide of the pocket, the cue ball will come quite far out. The closer you get to the pocket, the closer it will go towards our target. But be careful, as doing this makes you look silly. What you can do instead is use the near cushion first. This changes the angle the cue ball is coming from and makes the shot a whole lot easier. We're on to the last tip already, but before I show you, I need to let you know that the wife asked me to tidy the house. But I decided I'd rather film this video instead. So if you appreciate the wrath I'm going to feel from that scorned woman, then please hit that like button for me. It means I can keep making videos in my dirty house for you guys. When you're down on a shot, you normally have a good field of vision. You can see your cue, the cue ball, the object ball, and sometimes, if you're lucky, the pocket, all at the same time. And this gives you a good chance of potting the shot. However, when you're bridging over a ball, your view changes. You'll be looking at the cue ball to make sure you contact it in the right place. You'll then look up to try judge where you're aiming at the object ball, and then you'll probably need to glance at the pocket. This makes these shots extremely difficult, but I've got a neat little trick for you. Imagine the obstructing ball isn't there. Let me show you. Line yourself up and get down in the shot like you would if the ball wasn't there. Then raise your bridge to cue over the ball without adjusting your aiming position. Doing it this way makes it much easier to aim, and therefore you've more chance of potting the ball. Now, these tips will help you improve, but there's a bunch of shots you could start playing today without practice that will take your game to the next level. If you want to improve really quickly, then check this video out now.